Hey everyone, Micah here with Electrek, and today we've got some big news in the electric bicycle world, and that is that Rad Power Bikes, the largest e-bike company in North America, has just unveiled a new model of e-bike. It's called the RadExpand 5. This new e-bike is going to be replacing their Rad Mini and their Rad Mini step-through models as their new folding fat tire e-bike. And perhaps the biggest deal about this new e-bike is that it comes in at $200 less than the former Rad Minis. So we're looking at a $1,299 e-bike. That also makes the RadExpand 5 the second most affordable e-bike in Rad's lineup after the Rad Mission. A major difference between the $1,200 Rad Mission and the $1,300 RadExpand 5, besides the fact that they're totally different styles of bikes, is that you have a lot more performance from the RadExpand 5. Whereas Rad sort of saved a few bucks with a smaller battery and smaller motor on the Rad Mission, the RadExpand 5 sticks with that same 750 watt rear motor that we know from Rad, and it gets their larger of the two 672 watt hour battery. In terms of performance specs, that means the RadExpand 5 is going to get the standard Class 2 20 mile per hour or 32 kilometer per hour top speed. It's also going to get a range of somewhere between 25 to 45 miles. As we know, those ranges are a quite broad spectrum, and that really depends on if you're using the throttle or the pedal assist and what type of riding you're doing, if it's, easy flatland cruising or you're climbing hills all day. Now the RadExpand 5 might look a lot like the Rad Minis, but there are some big differences here. Some of the upgrades on the RadExpand 5 include a new style of handlebar adjustment where you can actually adjust the bars forward and backwards towards you instead of the previous simple up and down adjustment on the former model. Next, the RadExpand 5 got an updated geometry. It looks like a bit of a slacker head tube angle, should make for a little more relaxed handling and probably track a little nicer too. The RadExpand 5 is also lighter by about 4.5 pounds or so, about 2 kilos, so now it weighs just over 60 pounds. And the RadExpand 5 is getting fatter tires, 4 inches compared to the Rad Mini's former 3-inch tires. Another cool feature is that the RadExpand 5 is going to come with fenders installed and a rear rack installed. Now usually you would have to pay extra for these parts on Rad's most affordable bikes. The Rad Mission doesn't come standard with rack or fenders. The Rad Runner does come with a rack because it's part of the frame, but it doesn't come with those fenders. So the fact that you're getting included fenders in the rear rack is a nice upgrade, and it's going to save over $100 in terms of add-on accessories that you would have had to pay for. So if the RadExpand 5 comes with more parts than Rad's entry-level bikes, but is still $200 cheaper than the former Rad Minis, where did Rad save that 200 bucks? Basically, it comes down to replacing a few of the parts on the bike with sort of lower spec parts. Not necessarily lower quality, just you get a little bit less. So for example, instead of the former LCD display that gave you, your speed, your battery level, your power, all of that in a nice readout, now you get the more simple Rad LED display that you'll find on the Rad Runner and on the Rad Mission. It doesn't have speed readouts anymore. Basically, you get your battery display, you get a headlight icon, and your pedal assist level, and that's about it. It's a simplified display that doesn't give you as much, but it helps cut a few bucks off the price of the bike. There's also no suspension on this model. If you take a look at the front end, that fork is a rigid fork. So you've lost your suspension, which I know some people are going to cry about, but you do get fatter tires now. So you get those nice plush 4-inch tires, which give you more air volume. Now, if you really need suspension, then this probably is not the model for you, but as long as you don't overinflate your fat tires and you're on reasonably nice terrain, those fat tires are definitely going to give you a lot of squish and sort of make up for that lack of suspension. I know when I ride my Rad Runner, I can do some pretty off-road style riding on it, and it has no suspension at all. So I expect the RadExpand 5 with those even wider tires to be just fine on most riding. Maybe the worst potholed streets are going to miss that suspension, but in general, I think it's going to be fine. Now the bike is only available in a step-through design, so even though it replaces the Rad Mini and the Rad Mini step-through, it's really just replacing the Rad Mini step-through. For me, I think that's great because personally I prefer step-through bikes. They're just so much easier to mount. And especially now that the RadExpand 5 comes with that free rack on the back, if you're loading it up with cargo and stuff, you're not going to want to be throwing your leg over a tall rack on the back full of cargo. so it just makes it nicer to step through the middle. The step-through design is also great for shorter riders, and Rad says that the new bike will fit riders down to 4'10", or about 147 centimeters. So just about everybody is going to fit on this bike. At $1,299 bucks, it sounds like a pretty great deal, even though they've taken away a few of the nicer parts like that front suspension and the LCD display. You're getting a lower entry price with the same performance specs as Rad's more expensive electric bikes. If this video has helped you decide to pull the trigger and get one yourself, we've got an affiliate link down below that you can use that'll get you the best current price, and it helps support us making these videos. We've of course got our own RadExpand 5 coming on the way so that I can give you a full in-depth review of that e-bike soon. Until then, I want to hear what you guys think of the new bike. Let us know in the comments section down below, and if you enjoyed this video, we hope you'll give it a thumbs up too. Don't forget to subscribe either, so you won't miss any of our future electric vehicle videos. We'll see you here next time.